Hi, I'm Mayor Ken Moore,
Hello, I'm Eric Stuckey, City Administrator for the City of Franklin.
and we're both coming back to you today to give you some updates. First of all, in the past 3 days, we've seen almost 300 new cases of COVID-19 in the state of Tennessee. As of today at 2 o'clock, we have 70 confirmed cases in Williamson County. We continue to work under the stay-at-home order, which was issued 2 days ago. There may be some confusion in some people's mind what is essential, and we have a specific email address that you can utilize to ask questions. That is City of Franklin at franklintn.gov to ask your questions. I continue to encourage you on social distancing and avoiding groups. It's a beautiful day outside, and I know many people are tempted to go out and pick up a game of basketball, join in groups at the dog park. This is contrary to what the best advice is now. So avoid groups, keep your distance, follow the CDC guidelines, and that way we can all solve this problem. As far as testing, I've had some questions about that. For the uninsured and underinsured, the health department is available for testing. It's a drive-through test. And also, you may contact your healthcare provider to inquire about testing. And finally, we have a lot of dedicated folks that are working very, very hard during this period of time. Our policemen, our firemen, and our healthcare workers in our community. So keep them in your prayers, hold them up, and thank them after this is all over for their dedication.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to add on a couple other things, some changes we're making related to some operations that are important to you. We are making some changes at parks. We have seen an influx of lots of people using the parks, and that's good, but there are certain areas where people are congregating and creating a lot of interaction that could be a risk for extended risk of community spread of the COVID-19 virus. So we are making some changes. Effective today, we've shut down the basketball court. We have a lot of people playing basketball, and that obviously could be a potential risk. And so we have shut down the basketball court. We've also shut down the batting cages. We've had large groups and teams all coming over to use it at once, and that can be a risky situation. We are keeping the baseball fields open. So if you want to use the field, you can, but the batting cages are more confined areas, and larger groups in those small areas are not wise at this time based on the guidance we've had from public health professionals. So those are shut down effectively now. Starting first thing tomorrow morning, our playgrounds will also be shut down, as is our dog parks. At the dog parks at both Liberty and Pinkerton, you are still able to take your dogs on a leash in any of our parks. We ask that you clean up after them, so you can still enjoy the park with your pets, but you need to not be using the dog park. We've had people congregating there, and again, passing the number of people that are appropriate and deemed safe in terms of keeping people well. So that also has been modified. The skate park will also be shut down at Jim Warren. We're just seeing lots of people congregating and using those. And normally we would love that, but we don't want to create an area where there's a higher risk of spread because we've got too many people too close together, creating an unsafe environment for our community. And we're trying to stem any spread in our community by taking these measures. So those will be implemented. As I said, batting cages and the basketball court today, and starting first thing tomorrow morning, playgrounds, dog parks, and the skate park. So we regret that we have to do that, but think it's the right thing to keep people well. One other thing I'll mention in terms of what we're doing at City Hall, we are limiting our public access hours from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's when you can come in and pay a bill, drop something off, those kind of things. We are continuing to operate our normal hours in terms of what you can do, meeting with us virtually, making phone calls into the office and getting assistance. Those will all operate as normal, but the in-person interactions and payments are limited to 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. each day, Monday through Friday at City Hall. We ask that you do that. If you have questions or need other help, we can certainly find ways to assist you. So don't hesitate to call the city or call the folks you're working with at the city for that assistance. We'd be glad to provide that. We are also providing some additional measures to our public safety folks to keep them well. Firefighters are doing modified coming on to shifts, so they're not interacting and lessening contact with one another. We're taking temperatures twice a day to make sure people don't have fevers. And of course, our police officers, we're doing some additional screening of calls for service to handle everything we can over the phone, and then limit interaction, provide good physical distancing, et cetera, when our officers do need to interact. And we thank you for your patience as we make these modifications to help keep our community well. Thank you.
And one last thing, you may have seen some signs blocking the downtown streets and other areas of our city. Don't forget that many of our restaurants are offering takeout or drive-through service, so I would encourage you to use that. So stay well, Franklin, and let's solve this problem together.